at some point after you get Amelia's wound patched up and you feel like you've gotten far enough away from Shady Crags, you find a decent enough spot to make camp, and it's got good cover, good protection, and thankfully the night does indeed pass without incident. And the next morning, you find yourselves back on the trail, and let me ask you, who's using the that's not a divining rod. You said it earlier, and I know
dowsing.
Dowsing.
Dowsing. Yep.
All right. So who's using the magical train dowsing rod?
I mean, Amelia had it last.
True.
She did give that to you. Well, I don't know. I can't remember if she gave it to you. You took it, but it's yours.
No, she gave it to me. Yeah. All right. So I think Amelia is just kind of like, oh, check these out. This is so cool.
Sticks.
And doesn't know how to use them at all, but is like kind of maybe spinning them of her own accord.
So yeah, it takes you about a good maybe 10 minutes of just like playing with them to just sort of, I don't want to say relax, but maybe kind of ease into using them, and you eventually do kind of figure out that if you just stand there and hold them respectively, and they're just straight up like wooden handles, and they've got like a metal thick metal piece that comes out of them, and you realize if you just stand and hold, much like a Ouija board of sorts, they start to sort of move on their own, and they eventually settle and point in a direction, and you figure that's once they stop moving. And you maybe do a couple of double checks just to make sure that it's doing what it should be doing.
No.
Okay, you don't. And you
I don't do a single double check. I'm just like, yeah, this is the way.
This is the way. All right. So you take off.
Yep.
That's great.
Into the desert any direction.
Yeah.
And into the desert you go, and it gets very hot. As you're making your way through there, but you're still following in the direction, and you're pretty sure. I mean, you feel like you know the way you're going. But everybody go ahead and make me a survival roll.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. That's an untrained roll for me. Oh, hey.
Doesn't seem to hurt you any.
Yeah, not bad.
June with a 6, Owen with a 3, Ben. Amelia with a 3, and Ben gets a crit fail.
Crit fail.
Oh no!
So I'm gonna spend a Benny.
All right,
Owen, and I have a lawn, so that'll give me a +2.
Okay.
I fall off. I'm eating dirt right now. Possibly a hallucination. Mother, I'm back. Oh, these grits are fantastic.
Don't eat that. Don't eat.
They're gritty, that's for sure.
They're gritty.
Oh, whoops. I accidentally spent an extra Benny by using the reroll with Benny function. If you could give me one back.
I will give that back to you.
Thank you.
Owen recovers with a 7.
Oh, fresh cornbread.
And that would actually be a 9 with the +2 from Alon.
So that's with the raise. All right, perfect.
Yeah,
It's a cactus here.
Yeah,
it's like
I'm going to use a Benny as well.
Okay.
Well, now if you critical failed,
it was Ben. Yeah, Ben crit failed. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I did not.
Yes.
No. Okay, so Amelia, you get a success with your Benny spend. Okay, so everybody's doing pretty good, with the exception of Ben, who just cannot seem to be handling the heat. And Ben, we're going to say that the heat just does. It just starts to. It doesn't matter how much shade or protection you put on yourself. The sun's rays just get through, and it just keeps. It's just unrelenting on you, and you start to sweat. And at one point, you start to have a bit of hallucinations and flashbacks. and you spend a lot of time kind of reliving that moment with Master Tang and his final moments. But as you relive these memories of what happened to your master, the story seems to almost change a little bit. Like you remember it as it happened, but then there's this additional scene that flashes in your mind and affects you in a certain way, and you see the body of Master Tang in a number of different places. You see it. You see him dead and sort of like propped up, almost in a mummified state, up against a stone wall. His mouth open and his eyes hollow and empty, and then it flashes again, and then you see him as if his face was attached on top of one of those bats that you just recently fought back in Shady Crags, and it's hissing and screeching at you, and then it flashes again, and you see it again on the face of one of the charging wolves that you just crushed with your nunchucks not too long ago as well. And then it finally, the last one, you see it on what looks to be like his normal body, but he looks at you and he's smiling, and like the vision slows down a little bit, and he's smiling, and then his head moves slightly and the sun's beams go in your eyes, and then he moves back to block the sun. But when he does, his smiling face has been replaced with this visage of horror as his mouth is open, and it's filled with just rows of fangs, and they lurch out at you in an attempt to get your throat, and then your eyes snap out of it. And so make a note somewhere that the next time you have to make a fear check, you're going to be in an additional -2 there, Ben.
Okay.
And cool. Can I just say, Chris Sussman, wow.
Thank you. That's so nice.
Nice.
So nice of you. Aw.
Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
All brought to you by the number.
We should all be in the same scene, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Has everybody seen the desert? Okay. Good. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, and Ben, you are able to internally kind of keep this to yourself, even though you're still kind of struggling through this heat. I do have a question though, as a group. So you've been traveling for a number of days before you even got to Shady Crags, and then now you've just had this experience together, and you've been traveling through the desert here for this day. How much of your own backstories and things about stuff in your past do you talk about? I think that clicking sound I think that's from Sean. Is that his horse going through the desert?
Yep.
Okay. So our backstage crew just asked us about a clicking sound. I'm sorry, clopping. Yes. So it's fine if you don't. I mean, obviously, you're all still getting along, but does anybody go into any sort of detail about anything that occurred in their past at all?
I think today, at least, Amelia is going on and on about those wolves and how cool they were, even though they tried to kill her. But she's mostly talking about that.
How cool they were, or how frightening they were?
Cool.
All right. Okay. Anybody else? Again, it's fine if you don't. And no, I'm not saying anything. It's a perfectly acceptable answer.
It's almost like we could do an interlude and get a Benny.
Well, no, I'm not. Although that's a very good idea. But some of you have plenty of Bennies. You don't necessarily need that many more yet.
Well, Owen is going to say that he's going to open up a little bit now that his traveling companions, they've been through battle together, and a pretty rough one. So could potentially deadly, right? With the number of enemies coming. But they've all made it out together. So he's going to just mention that that's one of the weirdest things he's seen, one of the most unnatural things he's seen since the war.
Right.
Although, in the trenches of the war, in some of those eerie battles on battlefields that have been fought over and over and over with massive numbers of dead, he did see some really weird stuff. but this doesn't quite take the cake yet, but it's definitely the craziest and the worst thing he's seen in many moons.
Okay.
Well, that's not the craziest thing I've ever seen, but I don't talk about Black River business.
I just can't believe I didn't even get a picture of them.
Do I have my mind back yet, or am I still,
At this point, yeah. I mean, you're at least coherent enough. Now it's June who's being icy cold and not. I ain't talking to you about that stuff. But yes, Ben, you're back enough.
My parents are from here, and I had to leave my home of 20 years to come across the ocean to escape punishment for something unjust. But this new world has introduced me to things. You have several names for priest here. Cuisine is kind of bland, and lots of desert.
Those are all true.
Well, this isn't all of America.
Oh yeah, there's a lot less desert, that way. Probably gestures the wrong way.
After everything I've seen, Ben, you're welcome to ride at my side anytime.
Yeah, Ben, Owen, you guys were amazing. June, you too.
You need to teach me how to ride someday when you have the chance.
Yeah, if we can make it through this, I have no problem.
We're teaching you right now.
Yeah,
lesson number 1: stay on the horse.
Stay on the horse.
As you're laughing and making your jokes about this and kind of bonding a little bit, a small cloud of dust appears not too far from where you're at, and it closes quickly, and you realize that the speed that it's closing, it's not something that you're probably going to be able to outrun. And those of you with the sharper eyes can see it looks like a group of natives is approaching you, and they're coming at you in such a manner that it's not like, oh, and you can almost tell that they're coming at it in a manner that's would not be termed as being aggressive, but they're more riding out to meet you in essence.
All right. Well, Owen will take the lead if no one else does, just so that if he feels comfortable in the situation. I know that Miss Sawyer and Mr. Ben are both new to these parts, and he doesn't want to assume anything about what Miss Campbell might prefer. But he will ride out in front, and he kind of looks over to her to kind of make sure that what he's doing is okay.
Yeah, she'll nod at him like, you go right ahead.
Okay, so he nods and he rides out, good little pace ahead of the rest of the group, and holds up his hand. He has his shotgun slung and doesn't have any weapons out.
Amelia puts the dowsing rods up and gets out her pipe to smoke.
Oh, nice. All right. The group does approach, and Owen, you can see, and the rest of you can kind of see this too because you're not back that far. They probably outnumber you maybe about 2.5 to 1 size-wise, but they're coming at the back ranks slow a little bit, staying back, and then a group of 3 kind of continue to approach. And slow when they reach you, Owen. Are the rest of you going to keep coming forward, even when Owen comes to a stop?
Oh, no, I'll pull up just behind his horse.
Okay.
I stop when the horse stops.
Yeah, I'll also stop. I thought we were staying back further and not even going up to him.
Well, you certainly can. I'm just.
Well, not if everybody else is.
So it's not by choice.
Yeah, for me.
Amelia stops and like puts up the dowsing rods and starts like packing her pipe and like thinking we're gonna hang back, and then sees everyone else going, just sticks the pipe in her pocket and rides up the rest of the way.
The group pulls up to you, Owen, and they stop, and they're just. It's obvious who the person in charge is there, and he pulls up and he stops, and all three of them are just kind of staring at you.
What are they wearing? What's their attire? What are these?
You know what?
Natives?
Make me a common knowledge. Let's see if you can figure out.
Everybody, or just
Yeah.
Absolutely,
I
you
went
can.
with it too, to see if
Yep.
I can figure out what nation they're from.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm putting a -2 modifier.
Fair. Okay. Owen gets a 3. Amelia gets a 3. June gets a 5.
Trying to pull up character sheet. There we go. This is common knowledge, you said?
Yes.
All right. -2.
So also 3. So June. So as far as 3 of the 4 of you are concerned, they appear to be just a native tribe. You're not sure. I mean, you've heard about the natives up in and around Deadwood area up there that follow the old ways. As far as that, these kind of look similar in regards to that. But June, you recognize enough of a difference that you're pretty sure that these are Apache.
Okay.
But Owen, they're just staring at you, and you know their horses are moving. At least for the lead guy, this horse is moving kind of back and forth a little bit, but he's not breaking eye contact with you. But none of them have any weapons drawn or anything. But he's just kind of looking at you.
Okay. He's gonna say hello. We're traveling through your lands, I suppose.
And the horse stops and he looks at you and he says, "You are correct. You are not welcome here."
We would like passage. I offer a gift, and he pulls out a box of pistol ammo, like, I don't know, 12 rounds or something like that, and hands it over and says, we don't mean to trespass, but there are weird things, there are bad things, evil things, dark things that have overtaken a nearby town, and we're escaping them. We're fleeing.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Sure.
And I'll give you a +2 because you offered a gift. His horse, weaves a bit back and forth again, and he says, "What do you mean, evil things, dark things? What do you mean by that?"
Some were what appeared to be emaciated or dead wolves, along with some sort of
Don't forget the red eyes.
And red eyes and clawed bat creatures. But the look in their eyes was what we would call unholy. Unclean. Maybe you would say.
He turns his back and his horse to you, and he huddles up briefly with the other two. And June, you can see the other two are looking at you, and then looking away, and then looking back at you, and then looking away. And then he spins back around, and he gets up a little closer to you. And why does she wear a mask?
I've just met her. We were fleeing together, but she's not. She's not my longtime companion. You would need to ask her yourself.
Probably the aesthetic.
Because it's cool.
I'll ride forward just a few steps, and she's looking them in the eye, and she says, "It's a symbol of our order."
What are you hiding?
I don't hide anything.
And why do you wear the mask?
It is a representation, like like some might wear a charm around their neck. I wear the mask.
Or I think maybe, if I may say, it may be like how many of your kind may paint their faces.
The horse weaves back and forth again. And June, make me a persuasion roll as well.
Are they for me or against me?
We're about to find out.
Well, I mean, as a Wichita witch, I get a +1 or a -1 depending. So
they're legit kind of neutral. They're not.
Okay. So they don't know about Wichita witches, obviously. So.
No, it doesn't appear that they have given any sign of that at all.
All right, so straight up roll then. That's a failure, I think. I'm going to try to Benny that. I'm actually better off trying to intimidate them than persuade them. There we go.
Oh, there we go. All right. Okay.
I'm happy with an 8.
So he seems to, he just kind of gives a nod in your direction after you explain that, and the two of you kind of offer that explanation. And he spins his back around again, and he says a couple of things to the other two, and then turns back around again to you. None of you are friends?
We are traveling companions. We have been traveling for many days. We fought by each other's side and saved each other from certain death.
Fate
we're hoping to be friends, but sometimes you're just not there yet, I guess. And she kind of looks at everybody.
Fate has brought us together in this circumstance, but not averse to the idea.
Tribe.
He looks back at you, Ben, when you said, he goes, "What did it bring you together for? What is the fate that they brought you together for?"
That has not been communicated to us yet.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion roll as well, Ben. And I'm going to have Amelia, you do that as well, because you were of your little friends comment that you made.
I was just having my feelings hurt because I thought we all were friends, but apparently we're not.
Ooh,
Ben gets an 8, success with a raise. Very nice.
off that D4. Yeah.
Owen's a suspicious sort, so it's nothing personal.
Okay, I understand completely.
Amelia, you get a 2. I'm assuming you're not going to re-roll.
No, I'm not trying to persuade anyone. I guess maybe I'm trying to persuade my friends to be friends with me, but
That's fair. He looks back at you again, Owen, and he says, "So you are 4 people. You are not friends, but you've been brought together for something that you do not know yet. Where?" And he gestures specifically to you, Owen. He says, "Where are you going then? Why do you need to go through here?"
oh, we have these things, and I'll pull out the dowsing rods.
Not the dowsing rods.
We're trying to stop the evil. And a priestess gave us this tool to locate the final resting place of the evil.
Well, not final. I mean, maybe if we get there, but like
If I have any say in it, it's fine.
they're on the move. Aren't we supposed to be this is in character. Aren't we supposed to be instilling good in him or whatever?
I don't know about
You're
you,
saying
but
that
I've got
saying that?
shotgun slugs.
Yeah.
I was handed
Dude.
shotgun slugs.
I turn to her and I say, that was our charge, yes. But when we get there, we'll just have to see what the engineer says.
I guess different definitions of good.
I'm
Good
afraid
and
that's
dead.
always the case.
When everybody make me a notice roll real quick, and then I'll tell you what happens here.
Oh my gosh. I am going to use a Benny on that one.
Okay.
Oops.
Wow. Okay. June with a 7. Oh, with a 9. Amelia's re-rolling. Ben gets a 5. And Amelia recovers with a 10. Okay. So you two, Amelia and June, you're having your little bit of an exchange there. And and then Owen, you had said the stuff about trying to stop the evil. And then when June says about the engineer, we just have to wait and see what the engineer says. You notice, actually, all of you notice that all three of them, their heads sort of they break their composure a little bit, and they all look towards June, and they recover pretty quick. But the lead guy, he circles back around and he talks once again with the other two, and then circles back to face you again, Owen, and he says, "You may keep your gift, and you may go. If you are seeking the train," and he points off in the distance, he says, "Continue that way, past this mesa to that one there."
We would welcome any assistance you might be able to offer, and we thank you for this first gift of assistance.
The assistance you will receive is you may go through.
Thank you for your permissions.
Thank you. We will do our best to respect your lands.
And they just give you a nod, and they kind of slide to the side to let you pass through.
I got it.
Amelia, tips her cap at them as she goes by.
Are you going to try and sneak any pictures?
No, that's rude.
I can see the temptation in your face, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, nice. I appreciate that. Okay, all right.
As we're riding off,
What's that?
as we're riding off, I'm going to pull up next to Amelia and I'll just tell her, we are friends. It's not always something you want to let your enemies know.
Oh, okay, good. Aw, thanks, June.
And while you're having that conversation, Owen drops back and he pulls one of the arcane shotgun shells from his bandolier and hands it to Miss Campbell, and he says, "Can you make heads or it's been a long day and I almost forgot to ask, but can you make heads or tails of this?"
Yeah, let me take a look. So first I'm going to try an occult check with it because there's something etched on it, I guess.
There is something etched on it. Yes, there is.
Unless it's like written in English, devil, bat killer or something.
No, there's no. It's mostly just symbols that are etched on there. But yeah, you're welcome to make the occult check, or as Chris points out, or a cult check.
That would be shooting.
Yeah, very good.
Or riding, I guess. But
Yeah.
Right, it could be riding.
Or
as
riding.
well.
Or driving a small Dodge car, for example. All right,
So occult is an 11.
11. All right, so. Excuse me. Actually, you can make out quite a bit of this, June, as you look at it. These bullets are, what is inscribed on them is kind of a stylized symbols that you definitely know are the sun. And there's a few other markings as well. And you're able to piece together that if one of these night devils is indeed shot with something like this, something bad is going to happen to it. If it gels with the stories that you've heard, these things are empowered somehow with the sun, and will definitely affect them in a negative way.
She'll just chuckle a little bit looking at them and then hand it back to him. She goes, well, it looks like you've got yourself a little ray of sunshine. Literally.
Nice.
I'll keep that in mind. So you think this will be effective against our enemies?
Oh, yes. Very much so.
All right, he puts it back in the bandolier.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Ben, are you going to look at the clay bottles at all?
Now that I have the chance, yes.
So the bottles themselves, they're small. You're probably not too much, maybe 6-8 inches. You can definitely tell there's a liquid inside there as you shake it. There's no inscription. There's no nothing written on the outside. It is like a little cork stopper, though, that's plugged in, to the top, and it's sort of strapped down with a little piece of leather. But you can tell that it's, if you wanted to, you could pop the stopper off if you wanted to.
This is given to me by the strange lady. I will hand it to the resident strange lady to take a look at this.
So while everyone's handing stuff to June, I'm right next to her and peering over. I also want a good look at these things, not because I can offer anything, just because more cool stuff.
Yeah, and you definitely could see the sun inscriptions and stuff on the shells or the ammo there, Amelia. Absolutely.
Just don't mean anything to me.
Right. It's just a nice looking design.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So is there the same design on Ben's bottles? Or
No, there's nothing on the outside of these at all.
Nothing. Okay. So it's been a night, so I've got all my PowerPoints back. I will just shift my vision a little bit and take a look at it with Detect Arcana.
Okay.
I'm doing this right. Beneath that. I can't fail in front of these people. I mean, they think that I know what I'm doing. So, no.
You got the bennies.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, really.
There. Oh, and that should be a +2.
Oh, so a 9?
9. Yes.
All right, so that's a success with the raise. You're able to tell there's some similar style of potency with whatever liquid is in the bottle. You don't know exactly what all the components are. You can't tell, but one that does stick out that you know for sure. There is. Because the liquid in here is definitely imbued with some level of nature magic. But blood is for sure one of the ingredients inside these bottles. And your best interpretation is that for it to be most effective, it should be thrown to be broken.
Okay. She looks a little bit disturbed by the bottle, where she wasn't by the shotgun shells, well, you'll need to break it on them to use it. And probably don't break that on yourself.
no intent.
Yeah, some sort of nature magic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll hurt them and be a bloody mess.
Owen edges his horse just a little further away from Ben.
Nice.
Hmm.
All right. Okay, and you continue on. So let me make this one active. That should pull everybody over there.
I think we're following Amelia now. She's the one who's using the dowsing rods.
Oh yeah.
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 You continue on for what feels like several more hours, making your way through the desert past the mesa that the native.
Excellent name.
Yeah.
By the way, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, okay, so this will probably maybe this needs to be edited up. But when you make a scene in the game, there is the name that I give it that I see on my end, and then the name that's displayed to the players. So when I initially made this one, the initial name that was available that shown to the players was Mesa Horny.
Classic Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I figured I probably should change that because I wasn't sure if that was going to get displayed or not. So, but yeah, so I almost started to have too much fun with that. I was gonna rename them all into like various jokes, and I thought, no, take your own adventure a little bit serious, and let's not. Yeah.
Since when have you ever done that?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Right. Laughs are going to happen anyways.
You gotta be careful not to undermine a horror game. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's tough. It's tough because you want to have fun, but yeah,
You do. Anyway, so yeah, you've been riding for several hours in the sun. The skies, of course, have cleared. The skies, of course, have cleared, and and so you can track the path of the sun as it makes its way across the sky, and it is beginning to get lower and lower in the sky. And as you approach the mesa, that both the native and why did I forget now? The rods are telling you to
Dowsing rods.
dowsing
Chris.
rods. I can't. I don't know why I can't remember this.
You could just call them rods.
Are pointing you to, and you're getting closer and closer, and eventually you see something up ahead, almost near the base of the mesa. And as you're riding in that direction, and they're definitely pointing you there, the closer you get, you realize it's not a rock, which was kind of your first thought. It might be a strange misshapen rock of sort. But the closer you get, you realize that this is not a rock. This is a steam engine locomotive, and it almost takes a while for your brain to process the fact that that's what it is, because it's here in the desert. There are no tracks around, and as you move in closer, you see that it's not just standing there on the desert floor. It is tilted to one side, maybe halfway buried into the sand, leaning over. And you stop maybe about 100 feet or so away from it, and you can see that it's been out here. It's hard to tell how long it's been out in the sun. The markings and the numbers and anything that's painted on there has long since faded into a weaker version of itself. Pits of rust can be seen. The steam whistle kind of hangs at an angle, but you can hear the sounds of something inside the engineer's cabin. Maybe it's a slight rustling of some sort, or something that is moving inside there.
Yeah, dismount and kind of start creeping up. And did you say we're getting towards the end of the day, but it's still daylight?
Yeah, there's still plenty of daylight, so you can see.
Okay. All right.
Oh, so okay, we're dismounting. All right, okay, and get off the horse.
Yeah.
yeah. Owen will dismount as well, and he's gonna pull out his shotgun, and he's going to sneak towards the the locomotive, the engine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ben,
so-
of course, dismounts happily and starts stealthing forward.
Okay, so sneaking. All right. Do I need these still? Holds the dowsing rods.
I mean, they're pointing at the train.
They're pointing at the train, but you can even see in the distance beyond, because the entrance, or the entrance, the edge of the mesa is maybe like another 150 feet beyond that, but you can see in the grooves of the mesa, you can see a spot where there is indeed looks like there is an entrance, like a cave entrance into the mesa itself.
Is that cave entrance big enough for a locomotive to move through?
Difficult to tell at this distance, but it's up a little bit higher. Not a lot, maybe about 10 feet or so. So it doesn't look like a train would be able to get through there. But as far as the size of the opening, it's hard to tell from the angle that you're at.
Well, let's look at the locomotive first. And I
Stealth.
think I'm going to take Owen's
Yeah.
cue to sneak up just in case.
Go ahead and make me those stealth rolls.
Oh, that sucked. That sucked too.
7 for June, 3 for Ben, 2 for Owen.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, okay. Oh, that was a spell casting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was reading. There we go. June gets an 8, even better. Owen's spending a Benny. Amelia gets a 9 on her stealth.
Okay, Benny spending.
Wow, Owen recovers big time. 23, my goodness.
Why did I even take Alon?
Well, yeah.
If you didn't have it, you want it.
Right. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't be getting these ridiculous rolls.
What the heck?
So Ben is wrecking the curve with a 3. Everybody else is succeeding with a raise.
Okay. I think I made it, so I'm just going to be walking along.
With 23, can I give him a +1?
Start even feeling bold singing a tune.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm here. Okay.
Yeah, you wrench your ankle in the stirrup, and you stealth off the horse in a very bad way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ben is thinking he's sneaking up. The rest of you are sneaking up. Go ahead and tell me how you get up to either the train or the cabin, because you're going to be able to get up there without anything that might be inside seeing you.
Yeah, so Owen, before he heads in, as he puts up the horse, maybe lashes it to a nearby stick or something sticking out of the desert sand. He quietly racks levers around into his shotgun, and heads forward pretty low, as you expect a soldier to, and with his bayonet and everything on the end of it, and comes up on the side of it, again looking for any windows. Throws his Stetson back so it's just hanging around his neck, right, and he's looking at windows and any portals or open areas. Rusted holes.
Yeah, the only open area, is that stereotypical cabin where the engineer would sit, with those windows there, and there's no glass or anything in there, so they've been clean busted out if they ever were there to begin with.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Does he see? Do I get to see?
You going to go and peek in?
Yeah, he's going to peek in.
Okay.
One eye.
June and Amelia, how are you? The two of you creeping up as well?
I've got my whip in my hand, and it's just very, very slowly, one step, the next step, being very careful where to put the steps, hugging the ground, using the all black to kind of camouflage me like a shadow moving across the ground. But
okay. And there's plenty of brush and other things around here where you can absolutely do that. What about you, Amelia?
Amelia is also reloading her gun and has it drawn. She's just kind of crouched down and careful where she's stepping and just being super sneaky, probably heading more towards the door than the window.
Okay. And then Ben is basically just taking a straight line with his 3.
Yep. They can't hear me. I can do this. Look at me.
So
I look awesome.
I am here.
No, I'm here.
I just picture Ben like doing like a really animated like Bugs Bunny tiptoe, but every single time he's stepping on a broken stick.
Yeah.
it's nothing but snaps.
Nunchucks are clacking against each other as I'm doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us, even Han Solo.
So, June, you have positioned yourself near and around a bush, and you're very close. You're kind of presenting like a third angle as both Amelia comes from one side and Ben comes up and over from the other, and Amelia and Owen. I'm sorry, Owen, Amelia and Owen, and Ben he's still making his way, snapping twigs, but the two of you. Amelia and Owen, you both kind of look in and over at the same time, and lying propped up against one corner of the cabin is a body. It's legless. It looks like its legs were torn off at different heights just above the knee. And it lays back. Its two arms just kind of slack down at the side. Its face and skin are all taut and sunken in and have a very sickly gray pallor to it. And it even has on the little like faded blue and white striped engineer's cap.
Gross.
And it's looking away, its head is turned away. But as Ben gets closer and he starts to bang and climb up on the
Ben. Okay, yeah.
Ben. As he's climbing up on the cabin or the side of the train, you see the eyes flick open of this body, and its head just turns, and there's this sickening crack of bones and things as the skin stretches, and it looks and it sees. Probably doesn't see you, Owen, because you got a 23, but it does see you, Amelia. And it locks eyes with you, and its mouth just kind of like pulls against itself, and then the skin kind of splits where its lips are. And Ben, you're probably climbing over just at this point, and he says, "Howdy."
Yeah, howdy, man.
How can they see me?
How could they see me?
That's Benny worthy. All right.
That was fun.
What are y'all doing here?
We're here to help, probably. And Amelia has that same look that I kind of have on my face. Like, she's really grossed out by this, but still, like...
Come on up. And you see the hand. The hand comes up, and its fingers just as it beckons you forward.
You gonna try to kill us?
Well, he's very conversational.
Miss, I ain't got no legs. I can't even reach you. And he looks up. He looks up at Ben. I mean, I could probably reach him, but I don't think I'd stand much of a chance.
Are you in pain?
Oh, son, my pain, like you're asking, that left me a long time ago. Only pain I got left is deep inside.
Would you like some water?
It's not going to make a difference at this point.
So, are you the engineer? Like capital E?
Yeah. Have you moved forward at all, Amelia? Or are you still shouting that from back?
Sure. I've moved forward.
Okay. And Owen, what are you doing during this whole time? He has not turned his head towards your direction.
Right. And so how far away is, because I'm on the outside of the engine, right?
Yeah.
How far away is the entrance, the side of the engine? How far? Could I easily move around the side and spear him if I wanted to?
From where you're at, he's like his attention is focused towards Ben and towards Amelia, and so you're kind of almost up at an angle, almost behind him, in a certain sense. So yeah, if you wanted to plug him from here or stab him, you absolutely could do that.
Okay, so I just want to make sure that, Owen's just there waiting in the wings, his assassin-like.
Oh yeah,
qualities.
your violent insurance policy is well within use here.
Okay, cool. Well, that's all he's doing. He's just very quietly listening and keeping track of that.
All right, June, what about you? What are you doing at this point? Now that you hear some conversation happening.
Yeah, if I'm hearing conversation, I'm terrified because these people don't know how to deal with dark things. So I'm getting up there just
Or
about as fast
anything.
as I can. Yeah, really.
Or anything. So much faith in your character.
I made her.
He's very talkative.
I made her this way.
All right, so yeah, you when Amelia asks if he's the engineer, that's like when you're coming up at this point, June. He looks at you, Amelia, and his dry eyelids kind of flick, and there's an audible click, as he blinks. Or
It's really uncomfortable.
yeah, actually, it's just one eye. His left eye socket is completely empty, but the lid still blinks while he does this.
Amelia says that too, by the way. That looks really uncomfortable.
It doesn't feel very good, I can tell you that. But yeah, I'm the engineer. And he reaches up, and you hear some bones and skin kind of like snap. And he doffs his cap a little bit, and then he puts it back on.
What has forced you into this existence?
Mistakes of my past.
Oh man, more of that atoning.
No, there's nothing to atone for. I know where I'm going when this is all over. I gotta thank the Reverend, though. She at least helped me to see the errors of my ways.
Oh, yeah, she sent us. We're supposed to do something. Yeah,
She still lives, huh?
probably not anymore.
Oh, it's a shame. Yeah, he points towards his heart. She helped me when I didn't even know I needed the help. And his eye kind of looks in the direction towards the mesa, and he said, I tried to bring an end to them, but I only got this far. So close. And then they figured out what was going on. They didn't take a cotton to that too well. They took my legs and just kind of left me here.
Oh, so you're not all right. So I thought that you drove them to the place and we just needed to stop, but you're already stopped. So,
I
How do
used
we
to drive
stop 'em?
them. I used to drive them. I took them everywhere. I was happy to do so.
poor life choice, but I mean, you get it. You already knew that.
Yeah, I know.
What must be done to help you now?
Help me?
Or stop
No.
them.
You're going to try and stop them?
Or help you. Either way.
His eye blinks again a couple times. You can do both.
Cool.
And his hand points up, and he tries to look back, but he still can't see. So he still can't see where you're at, Owen. He says, the key is the train whistle. You got to take that whistle. Bring it in the cave. You'll know where you're at when you're at the right place. You got to blow that whistle. That'll call them. That'll bring them running right to you. When they get there, you got to blow the whistle again, but not anytime sooner. You got to wait till they get there. That'll seal them in for good.
And us?
Well, then you got to try and leave.
Just checking.
would-
So like we have to wait till all of them get there, or just like the first ones? Is it like a hive mind, like chain effect sort of thing?
You'll know. You'll know.
All right, I guess I'll know.
I will take the whistle.
Well,
He looks. So yeah, Ben, you go and you start kind of getting this thing, wrenching it free and whatnot. So there's this clanging noise as he's doing that, and he looks to you, Amelia and June, and he says, "If you didn't already know," and he points again to his heart. You gotta hit him here. You gotta hit him here.
Like metaphorically, or
No, I don't. I don't even know what that word means. But you gotta hit him here.
Hit them here, and I point at my own heart.
Yes, right there in the heart.
Okay. And I explained that to Amelia. Straight through their body.
oh yeah, I mean I get it. I wanted clarification, metaphorically or physically.
Meta.
Too many syllables, sir.
Metaphysically?
physically.
Metaphysically, orally, metaphysically. You're able to get the. It takes you a little bit more effort, Ben, but you are able to pop the whistle, the whistle off, and it's got the pull cord there as well. And you indeed have it free.
Okay.
So like how did you become like this? Like you look kind of like jerky. Is that like are you dead? Were you dead?
You could say I'm dead. Yeah, there was a.
I mean, you're about to be dead again probably unless we can help you, but I don't know if we can do that.
When I load this, will this put you to rest?
No, actually, that comes the second thing, and he looks to the three of you because he still can't see you, Owen, and he says, "If you could oblige me one last favor," and he points to his head. Right there, how to do it.
And,
I have
with
some
that,
questions first. And then I imagine Owen just
he's ready to bayonet him right in the head.
yeah. No, I like the idea that
we have
Amelia
someone for that.
says, I have some questions first, and then Owen just still does it.
Right through.
I've got some questions. Blam!
So yeah, you run the blade through his skull, and
I'm waiting. If they do have more questions, I'll let them ask them. But he's rearing back with the bayonet. Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of like the idea that you stab him.
I love that moment.
Yeah, I was sure you were going to cut me off.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Well, then he will go ahead
That's somebody.
but that's a ghost steel bayonet. So Owen's pretty sure that this is going to end whatever he puts it in.
That'll definitely take care of it. That'll definitely
Good.
take care of it. Those of you who are looking at him, you can make me a common knowledge at a -2 if you'd like.
Okay.
Or can I make an occult roll?
No, this is definitely would be common knowledge.
Okay.
Okay, the -2. Okay.
Womp womp. Wow, Ben.
Oh,
Crit fail.
Using up all your bad luck.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go. I think it's going to
Then
come
I
to life.
transfer my title.
Unfortunately, there's nothing horrible I can do to you with this one, Ben. With the fact that
You forgot everything you ever knew.
Yeah,
About this country, this place, anybody?
Yeah, they treat you like C-3PO. You got a full mind wipe, and then June, you actually, it takes you a little bit. You have to kind of scrutinize and kind of mentally fill in a few of the gaps, but you think you recognize who this person is. He's an outlaw from a ways back. But if you're right, and you're pretty sure you are with that 5, this would be Tom Red-Eye Dawson.
Tom Red-Eye Dawson. Well, I never. That'll be interesting information to take back home.
Yeah, can I search his corpse?
You can. He is completely empty except for his engineer's cap. I mean, the buckles on his overalls might be okay, but other than that, he ain't got nothing.
Okay, cool.
As soon
just
as
want to make sure he didn't have like any powerful
relics,
spiritual relics or artifacts on him.
It's not going to be a spiritual relic or anything, but I am going to take the cap.
Okay,
that's good.
As soon as Owen spears the guy in the head, I said, "Oh man, okay, all right, well, rest in peace."
Base of the skull. Yep, base of the skull, quick and clean.
You gonna take a picture of him?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely taking a picture of him.
All right, nice.
I'm not in the picture.
Everybody has a thug stance.
No one's in the picture, but the corpse.
Yeah, you're all thrown up. We gotta throw up the 2 W's for the Weird West.
Weird West.
Weird West. Weird West. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I say to the corpse, "Rest in peace" or whatever again, and then I take a picture.
Nice. All right.
I think I'll also like step back and get a picture of the train in the sand.
Yeah, the fact that this train engine is in the middle of the desert with no discernible rails around here is wild.
Weird.
So yeah, it's definitely worth getting a photo of.
Is there anything in there in the boiler? Is there any clues inside the
Nothing. It appears to be, just a hollow tube at this point. Whatever was in here, is aside from like the engine parts itself. But yeah, there's nothing.
And there's no other cars. It's just the engine.
Just the engine. Yeah.
Well, if we're going to be the end of the night train, that will be doing some good in the world, which is nice.
Indeed.
More importantly, it'll be saving Black River a lot of assets. So I'm all for it.
Very true. And I should give myself a Benny for having my voice hold up through that whole thing. I didn't think I was going to be able to make that.
Congrats.
Yeah. All right. Are you headed to the cave entrance?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let me know when we get
everything
up to it.
There.
All right.
As usual, I want to go ahead and sneak up on the entrance and just kind of check it out.
And you don't even have to roll for this. I'll give you this. You do sneak up and get a peek, and you can tell just because it does. Like you have to climb up about maybe 10 feet, and the entrance is really definitely only wide enough for maybe only about 5-6 feet wide.
Wow.
And even peeking in and just kind of listening, you can tell from the way the air circulates that it's definitely this cave appears to be it goes a ways, so it's not like you're just going to walk in and there's going to be something right there. It looks like you're definitely going to have to go in a ways for sure.
Okay. Well, then Owen will wait for the rest of the posse, and hopefully they get a lantern lit and all that kind of good stuff.
Oh yeah, you guys definitely have lanterns. Speaking of, go ahead.
An ambush inside this cave entrance, aren't we? He did say that you would know where the right spot is to blow it. And here, let's go to the cave, and so we can discuss that. All right. So now we're going to do something funky cool with Foundry. So I believe if you all click on your individual respective tokens, you should be able to only see what your character can see with the lighting. Okay.
So to get into the cave, you do have to climb up about almost 10 feet up the mesa a little bit, and then work your way into the entrance, and then shimmy down. And this is kind of where you all find yourself at this point. And right here, as you're inside the entrance, it appears to be, a fairly normal cave as far as, that kind of thing goes. There is certainly a breeze in from the outside. The temperature has dropped significantly because you are, out of the sun in the dark. But you're welcome to, move on a little ways there if you'd like. A ways into the chamber, and like I said, it is indeed, by all appearances, appears to be a kind of a normal cave. A lot of dust. There's a little bit of moisture on the walls in regard because of the change in the, or not precipitation, but change in the humidity between the outside and inside. But as you reach the point where you're at right now, as you kind of come around that first corner, you start to notice some subtle changes. As you're walking through, it's gotten a bit dustier, and Owen, you're kind of in the lead, and your boot hits something hard, and you go and you look, you shine your light down and you look, and you realize it is it's a piece of iron, and you kind of clear away some of the dust around there, and you realize that it is a train track.
Curiouser and curiouser.
And
we
enough,
should definitely follow those, right? Like, it's a train thing. It's a whole thing.
And are they wide enough for a full train, or is it like a mine cart?
yeah, and as you kick away and check distances and whatnot, sure enough, does indeed appear to be wide enough for a train.
That's a Western gauge, not like an Eastern narrow gauge. This is good old Western gauge width here.
Interesting.
Nice rail knowledge drop in there. Very good.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, you may proceed on.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we're definitely following those tracks, right? It's a train thing, right?
I am. I think we all are. We got to find the place that we know we're going to get to.
So you make your way, and you see the chamber starts to widen a little bit. And I love watching you guys try and feel your way around, where are the walls? That's really cool. That feels like some strange bit of realness there.
I'm just sticking with Owen.
Do we see this track here?
You do. You see those tracks there. They curve, and actually, even though it's not on the map, there's the tracks have come in and curved and kind of met up with them.
Okay.
Again,
Over here.
the ambient cave noise continues. The water or liquid is running down the sides of the walls. Rocks crumble here and there, and sure enough, you do. The tracks continue off to where you're standing at, Owen, but also where you're at, where you were pinging Amelia. The tracks continue further down.
I want to look through this spider web because I think there's tracks underneath, but I also want to see if there's anything back there.
Make me a notice roll there, June.
I'm going towards the tracks that are going down.
Okay,
Where
and
I'm
those of you who are going down, stop for a moment.
Okay, stopping.
And the notice roll, you said? Or
For June, looking at the spider web.
Okay.
So June, you bring up your lantern or your torch, and you definitely see all the things that you might normally see in a spider web set up like this, including just sort of hanging out near the top. A larger than probably normal spider is just kind of hanging there, minding his own business. But something does catch your eye to the left of the web as you're looking, and you walk over there and you shine your light, and you can hear it a little bit. It's definitely some moisture, kind of water running down the walls, but it kind of looks funny, and you lean in a little bit with your torchlight, and it takes a little bit of looking, but there's something wrong about the water, and you carefully reach out and touch that, and and your hand comes in contact with it, you pull it back because the dark of the stone is kind of preventing you from seeing the full effect. But your hand comes back, and that's not water that is dripping down from there. That's blood.
It's blood.
I don't know if this is our sign,
Nasty.
but I'm finding a little waterfall of blood over here. That's cheerful. I'm going to look up to find the source.
It looks, for as far as your light goes, you can just see the moisture trickling down, and you can't see the source of it.
I have a lantern, you know,
Mhm.
so it's going to be a little tricky to like take the light out of that to try to set the web on fire to get it out of the way. But that's what I want to try to do is to like bend the open the hood of the lantern and then
You've also seen that Amelia has matches because that's what she uses to light her pipe. And throughout the days of traveling, she has probably actually got to smoke at least once.
I would hope so.
yeah.
Oh no, you are able to get the web a burn, and it does it crimp, it just kind of goes away. The spider has to take off from where it's at, but it looks here too that there's like another rivulet or two of blood, but then there's also still some rivulets of water mixed in here as well.
But they're coming down from the top of the cavern.
Yeah, which you cannot see the top of with your light. Even if you bullseye it and aim upwards, you still can't quite see the top.
Okay.
Those of you who have, go ahead, June.
I was going to say it's going to be farther than my my range for my spell too. I was thinking about doing a detect magic, but or detect arcana, but it would be out of the reach of my spell too. So.
Very true. Those of you who have moved down, or the other three of you, the tracks do seem to continue, and it does look like they arc to your left, your token's left, or as screen right, I guess, as you be looking at the screen. And then there's an empty passageway, or a non-tracked passageway to the right, or your token's right, screen left. Now that I've really confused everybody. You keep following the tracks. All right.
That's what Amelia's doing.
Amelia's all right. So you get to that point in the tracks, Amelia, and you've been kind of walking in between. So stop moving, Amelia.
Oops, I accidentally went into a wall, I think.
There you go. Okay.
There we go.
Amelia, stop running. You get to that point on the tracks, and Amelia, you've been kind of walking in between, stepping on the railroad ties in between. Yep, I was getting there. And but you get to this point, and like the sound of some crumbling rocks stops you, and you stop and you just kind of look around, and you look down, take a moment to look down, and you see the rails, but something has changed on the rails, and you crouch down to take a closer look. And as a little rat skitters by, you crouch down and you look at the rails, and you realize they've changed at some point. They're no longer iron rails. These are now rails made of bone. And you look at the ties that you're standing on, and you realize that the ties themselves are basically human spines with the ribs. It's like the backside of a spine. So each one is like a curved back of a skeleton tying these bone rails together.
I just make that slight adjustment off of the rails.
Yeah, probably a good move.
Gross. Look at this.
Yeah, so, Owen says, okay, be careful. If anything happens, just get behind me.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, I mean...
Thank you.
Thank you.
He turns to Ben and says, "Not you."
Oh,
Oh,
I thought it was
Things
wrong.
happens. You help me out.
Okay, I shall.
I was
You were
talking
offering though.
to Miss Amelia. Talking to Miss Amelia.
Oh, okay.
You were offering to be a meat shield. That's not my problem.
Operate human shield.
All right, you going to continue on?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a side
Yes.
passage back there.
Did you go down that side passage? I'm sorry.
I stopped at it, but everybody else was down here. So
Yeah.
I'll walk back real quick so y'all can see where that is.
Do you wanna say something to us, or did you say something?
Down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's check that out.
so the tracks stop.
No, the tracks actually continue around that way. Yes.
Please come back, Amelia.
Yeah.
It tastes like burning. Okay, let's see.
Where's that side passage?
That's right.
Right up,
It's right up here.
All right.
all right. You make your way around the side passage and it curves slightly. And you can tell once you get around the curve, when you get kind of into this area, it becomes very echoey. And you realize as you get close that there is a very drastic drop off.
Oh.
Yeah, don't go any farther there, Amelia.
Hello down there.
Okay.
And it echoes right back at you. It is extremely deep. And as you go up there, I think that's Ben who's up there, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Ben, you walk up into that area with your light, and at the base or at the end of that where the web is, you see this arrangement of human skulls just kind of stacked into this pyramid-like shape, and it's probably at least 10 deep and going up about, I guess 10 layers high. All skulls just kind of balanced one on top of the other.
Ah, feng shui. I turn around.
Some sort of an altar.
I possibly could be an altar. You're not sure.
And it's a wall behind.
Yes, it is
Okay.
a wall behind. Yes.
So this was
Do we
just-
see that? Is there web like that there too?
There's web kind of above it, yeah, and a couple of the strands have connected to a couple of the upper, the top layer skulls.
Could I reach up with a lighter and light some of the strands that are hanging down?
If you'd like.
I'm going to do that and back up.
You go to light it, and your flame gets up close, and you realize that these strands are not spider web strands. These strands are sinewy strings of muscle fiber and tendons all arranged in a spidery web, connecting to some of these skulls, like I said on the top, and then of course connecting to the stone above. And again, more of the rivulets of liquid run down the sides here as well.
Yeah, Owen says I should have brought some dynamite, and he just backs off and looks over at Miss Campbell.
You're right. Dynamite's the best thing for this space. Mind your step over there.
Now, do we want to keep heading south, or do we want to go back to that other side passage that we saw?
Which other side passage? The one that I cleared out?
I'm here
This
trying
one?
to keep Amelia safe.
Did you clear that one out?
I did. I removed the spider web up there. It had
Okay, that's where you were. Okay, I couldn't see your token at the time. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Amelia's just focused on these tracks, I guess.
Yes.
So the tracks lead around, and of course they remain bone, and you run into more of these spider webs, or sinewy webs, I guess might be a better term for them.
Are we lighting
And-
them all on fire, I guess?
No, they won't burn is easy.
No, it
Is it
sounds like
tendon as
steak
well?
now.
Yeah, their muscles and tendons. They won't necessarily burn too well. And yeah, there is a small, very narrow passageway right here, but then the tracks also continue then this way.
You want to investigate it, don't you, Amelia?
Oh yeah.
Go right
Okay.
ahead.
The tracks are going south, correct?
So
Yes, but-
the tracks, they go to the southwest. Okay, those of you who go through the narrow passageway, you realize as you are trying to fit there, you are going to brush up against the sides of these walls, and
No, that's gross.
there is liquid running down the walls. Do you want to still go through them?
I like it.
Yeah.
Big nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why I wear a duster.
I'm
All right.
curious. This is gross, but it's I squeeze through it and I'm just like,
It is gross, and you can go ahead and make me a vigor roll, Amelia, as you feel one rivulet of liquid go over your collar and down the center of your back.
I
Blast
see
it out.
my vigor roll, but it's still really gross.
Activate fetal position. Ah!
And
I feel it going. I go, oh, it's inside! It's inside!
And did I see
Big
June
note.
in there as well?
Yes, I went in as well. So do you
All
need
right.
a big roll?
I do, because one of these gets as your legs are adjusting and it goes down into your boot, and you can feel it squash with each step. But you also
Owen's
keep
on
your-
Overwatch with his shotgun.
So you get in here, and
I think Amelia takes 2 seconds to like take her duster off and take her. She has an armored vest. She takes that off and takes her shirt off and like wipes off the
What?
gross
No,
nasty that's
that-
inside her
you're
shirt.
You're going to go right back through it.
It's gross though. I don't want it on me. And
Okay,
like,
fine. Here, I'm helping you brush it off. Keeping an eye out too.
you finish brushing that off, and you turn your light and you look at the floor in here, and there's a few more of the sinewy webs, but June, you see on the floor, and to you, Amelia, it just looks like a really interesting series of patterns and symbols.
can I take a
but-
picture of it?
You can absolutely take a picture of it. But the entire floor is arranged in basically, it takes from the elbow joint all the way to the hand. So that whole bony assemblage there. And there is multiple arrangements with multiple arms. And June, you recognize the symbols that these arms kind of form throughout the entire floor of this chamber is nothing but a bunch of unholy, dark, and evil symbols in here. And you even without your detect arcana, you're just getting a really bad feeling about this particular room.
Damn, I should have brought some dynamite.
Yeah, we should try to disassemble some of this. Yeah, dynamite. Dynamite would have been the easiest way to do this, or a shovel, or pickaxe, or
Wait, hang on. I gotta pull up my actual character sheet since the PDF doesn't have all my gear on it to see what all stupid stuff I added. Because I added a bunch of stuff.
Suddenly she remembers she has a bunch of dynamite.
No, I knew I didn't have a dynamite. I thought I might have a shovel because I very seriously considered it.
A bottle of nitro.
But
Yeah,
I
but
did
you
not.
bring it into the cave.
I have a wood axe. But that's it.
On your horse, right?
Oh yeah, I guess it would be on my horse. You're right.
I'd give it to you. All right. So do you want to do anything to this room, or you want to?
We're still just investigating, and
Okay.
maybe we'll figure out a way to come back and
All right.
pull out the evil of this area.
All right. So make your way back through, catch up with the group. Okay. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let's get rid of that. All right.
Are we gonna like? So June had said that she wanted to move the bones. I just kind of want to kick one and see if I can.
Yep. You can, and it moves.
Like not on its own. Like I move it.
You move it. Yeah. It does not
Just
move on its own.
needed some
Oh, okay.
clarification.
Yeah.
Sounds like a horror movie to me. Like, I don't know what you're doing, but
Shouldn't these move? You could just kick them.
Yes, I know. Just
Oh, okay.
they're in a pattern that's meant to do dark things. So I want to disrupt the pattern, but not now.
Well, it's slightly disrupted now.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Amelia. Out of there.
All right. I go back to the. I procrastinate a little bit more than I
I'm
finally.
like taking your hand and like pulling you through it.
How covered in blood are the ladies now?
They definitely have got some blood all over their clothes, even a few smears on their faces and whatnot. Absolutely. June's hair, for sure, has got some brand new red streaks in it.
But hey, black duster. It's easy.
But hey, black duster. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
Sawyer's nice clothing, however, that's a little bit trickier.
You going to continue on?
None got inside my clothes this time, right?
No, on the way through. Yeah, no more got in there. You were pulling them up tight to prevent that from happening. So yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So you get into this larger area and you stop almost immediately as your light kind of hits the sides of the walls in here. And you immediately go on guard. Guns come up, nunchucks come out, and you almost get ready to cast as the sides of the walls are basically stacked, not stacked like they're laying down, but bodies are standing against the wall. And you at first think that they're going to move and come and get you, but after a few seconds, they just remain there. And they line the edges of the walls, just almost pressed up against it, hands down at their sides, legs tight together, mouths agape, hollow eye sockets. And they're all just staring at you. Owen, as you're looking at this, you're kind of starting to freak out a little bit, and you swear that some of these faces you recognize as people who were in your company back when you served during the war.
His shaky hand grabs his U.S. Army canteen and brings it up, and he takes a drink. And he puts it back down.
And they're all like they just seem to be looking at you. No matter where you move, they follow you with Mona Lisa empty eye sockets. No matter where you seem to go, and a breeze comes through, and it's almost like they have a little chorus of moans as you slowly make your way through. And the tracks, of course, continue. The bone tracks.
They don't seem to be in an active state right now.
I take a picture.
Oh, Amelia.
Excellent.
Awesome.
When you take the picture, Amelia, actually, and the flash goes off, so there's this poof, and it lights up their faces, and you bring your camera down, the entire row that you just took the picture of, each one of those faces bears that striking resemblance to Russell Triggerfinger Larson, if only for a moment, as the after images of the flash kind of clear from your eyes.
This guy.
The man that you wrote a hit piece on years ago.
Yeah. Was it truthful? Like, do I feel like I was truthful and it was legitimate? Or is it like, oh, I smeared this guy like wrongly?
It was a little bit more of the latter. There was some truth in there, but there was enough falsehoods that caused him, basically ruined his entire life.
Classic Amelia.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
But the bone rails continue through a narrow passage.
Amelia's falling behind.
Sorry, I jumped on top of
All right.
somebody there for a second.
So the rails continue, and you get up into this area here, and you realize that you are kind of on the other side of that massive pit. which would be off to your right, and then the rails arc to the left. And once again, same pit, just very deep down.
Here.
So the rails go off into the pit, or no, they go this way.
Yeah, the rails go, that way.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you get into this chamber, and much like the other chamber where you saw the other bodies lined up against here, these bodies, there's another series of bodies that line the walls around in this chamber as well, with the exception of right here where you see a rickety suspension bridge going across this chasm. These bodies that are on the wall, however, are upside down and almost like hanging suspended like bats, and their faces, again, hollowless eye sockets, mouths open, but this time the teeth in them are far longer and sharper and just filled back and forth. There's like not a smooth edge amongst them. They're all more fang and dagger-like teeth against the walls. But these bodies also appear to be very emaciated and dried out, almost as if they had possibly died from maybe almost like a starvation of some sort.
I take a picture of them as well.
The rickety bridge, does it extend and connect?
Yes, the rickety bridge does extend and connect. It looks like it drops off, but it actually does extend across.
So is anybody else beginning to wonder just how many of these creatures we're going to have to kill on our way out?
Probably a lot.
So Owen loads those 4 of those shotgun slugs into his shotgun and puts the, keeps the other ammo.
Perfect.
And follows his compatriots.
All right. So you get across the bridge, and here the rails, even though you might see signs of them here, the rails basically end. And the engineer said you would know, and you realize as soon as you enter into this area that you do know. The floor of this is different than the rest. In fact, the floor almost seems to have a little bit of give to it in a certain sense. And as you brush away some of the dust around here, you realize you're standing on human skin that has been pulled taut and is quite strong. The rivulets of liquid run on the sides, and you are sure that all of them are now blood. Bone circles are arranged throughout the room in various ways that June, your occult knowledge would tell you this clearly is a central sort of summoning and sleeping chamber of some sort from some great evil or dark force. But you do know that if there was any place where you needed to blow the whistle, this would be it.
Is there someone standing here?
There is no one standing in there except for you.
Okay, there's a token.
I see some sort of.
There's a token here.
Oh, shoot. You can see that token? You're not supposed to be able to see that token.
Yeah.
There's nobody in here.
Rewind.
There's no one in there.
Rewind.
Pay no
Okay.
attention to the token in the middle of the chamber.
What are you talking about, Amelia?
Wait, what token?
Someone's in the spirit world again. Look at that.
I must be seeing things.
Okay. So this is the place.
This definitely appears to be the place.
Okay.
And you said
So-
all the floor is skin?
It certainly appears that way. It's like thick and maybe calloused in a lot of ways, but it definitely is skin. And it appears to be
Floor,
one
skin, and the walls are blood.
Yes, it appears to be one continuous piece of skin as well.
Amelia takes another picture.
All right.
Okay. Who's going to blow the whistle?
All right. Well, I'm going to do
Ben
something
has it.
first.
Wait,
Oh, okay.
before
I'm
you
going to do
that,
something first.
All right.
Yeah.
Come by. Then I speed up. I'm doing speed with the quickness boost to it.
Okay.
So let's see. Let's do a roll. No snake eyes, please. Okay, good.
There you go. That's success.
That is a success. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is deflection. And I'm going to use Conquis.
And and Owen, like I said, is making sure his shotgun's ready with the right ammo.
Okay. So I have -2 deflection up. And I'm sped up. And now I blow.
All right. So you hold on to the train whistle and you pull down on the cord, and it lets out this long, loud, low, mournful sound, and it just is just ringing in your ears, and it's painful actually to listen to. But yeah, boy. And it just blasts throughout the chamber until it finally fades, but the echo is going to continue on and on and on. And then you're left just sort of standing there in silence. And you're waiting. And for dramatic effect, your powers are actually going to stay active. I'm not going to like be a cheap and say, oh, 5 rounds is up. Yeah, you spent the power points. You're screwed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But and you're waiting, and you get to this point maybe almost 2 minutes in, and nothing's happened, and you're thinking, maybe this isn't it. And then suddenly you can hear this distant buzzing, sort of rumbling sound coming from deep somewhere in the cavern, probably somewhere down the path that you just traveled. And it grows louder and louder as it gets in closer and closer. And now it sounds almost like a frenetic swarm of flies, and howls and screams. And then without warning, it gets very loud, and you see a massive explosion of these human-looking creatures with these long faces and sharp fangs for teeth. They come bursting into the chamber, crawling along the walls, just like a swarm of insects, and filling the space. And you see them go, and they're just swarming everywhere around the walls, and they all get to their spot, and they stop, and they're looking at you, their eyes just flashing red in the dark, and then they let out this loud hiss. And before you hit the whistle again, everybody make me a fear check at -4. But Ben,
-4.
-6.
-6. Okay.
-4.
And just so you know, June, I'm going to ask you to remember this. You definitely are in a fear level 4 situation, so your little witch benefit for fear level 4 and 5 is in effect.
Okay.
Oof. I think I'm going to spend a Benny.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I was going to give you all a Benny. There we go. At the start of
I made
this.
a 10 after the -4.
Nice.
How do I do my spirit roll here? I'm clicking on my spirit stat.
It's you have to click right above it, the name of it.
On the name instead of the dice.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I still got a -1.
Still got a -6. Oh, let's see. I'm going to do a Benny anyways. Okay. Spirit again.
Yeah, Benny.
Yeah, let's get down to 3.
Look at all those bennies flying fast and furious. Okay, so Ben makes it with the 7.
You said we get a Benny?
Yeah, I did give that to you.
Yes.
Oh, it didn't add on to mine.
It should have, because you only had 2, and then you should have. Now you have 3.
Oh, on my sheet it's only showing 1. I'm just full of technical difficulties today.
Okay, what does it say now, Shannon?
I'm going to close out of my sheet and open it back up. Yep, now it's showing 3.
Okay. All right. So I've been seeing June roll several times here, and she has not made it. She got
I'm
a 1.
I won. I've
All
spent
right.
2 keys. I'm going to stick with a 1.
Okay, so June failed with a 1.
I'm gonna re-roll with a Benny again
All right,
now that
Ben
I
got a
have it.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez,
Wow.
there you go.
Yeah, I'm fearless.
Nice. All right. So, and then Owen, what did you get back here? I'm trying to see where you got a 10. Okay. All right. So
10.
the only one who failed was June. All right. So let me call up the fear table.
First, what can I say?
Password.
I think I have to, I think I have to
fail.
add. Let's hope I don't get a 20. All right. Wait.
failed too?
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh, this is just major phobia. I got a 19. All right.
Oh, just major phobia. Okay.
Yeah. You have gained the major phobia hindrance, June, as these swarm of nose ferrets has entered into the chamber. And now, if you would like, you can absolutely blow the whistle, and then we can move into a combat.
Blow away.
So there you go. All right, so I'm just going to pull a bunch of Nosferatu. I mean, there's more than enough targets, but I'm just going to pull a bunch of them down. So we'll worry about it later. You can assume that anything that's around you is going to be in short range, but you blow the whistle, and it lets out that same level of scream and cry and tone, and you almost have to plug your ears again, and you see them hiss and recoil kind of in anger as they realize what is happening or what is about to happen to them, and they move in to engage you in combat. For the effects of this, and we're going to do this somewhat similar to what we did with the first combat. We're going to fight for a couple of rounds, just so I can see if I can do any damage to you. And then we're going to do something different for you to get out. So let's roll, or let's shuffle for everybody.
By the way, I think that fear, major phobia, could probably be spelunkophobia, fear of caves. Does that make sense?
I think that makes a lot of sense, yeah. That makes sense to me. And Owen, I'm assuming you're going to take the ace of clubs. So there you go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
All right. So we have June with the ace of diamonds going first. Owen with the ace of clubs going second. Ben with the king of clubs going third. The Nosferatu with the jack of spades going fourth. And Amelia is last with a 5 of diamonds.
The only one without a face card.
Yes, very true. June, so you are first.
Also, I did fail my spirit attribute test because it was supposed to be -6.
Oh, you did. Okay, all right. Well, we got to roll on the.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to turn this to daylight so you can see.
Yeah, that would be good. Because we
and
all have big lanterns and stuff too in
Yeah.
our group, and so I can't see the illumination from other characters.
All right. So Ben, let's see what we get for your failed fear roll. I got an 8. You are vulnerable until the end of your next turn. So so if on your sheet, if you want to make yourself vulnerable.
Okay.
All right. Now, June.
Did you already change it today? Because the vision hasn't changed for me at least.
Me either.
I did change it today, but let me.
So we are inside a cave. So
Oh wait, let's see.
might not matter.
Yeah. I don't want to reset the fog of war. What is this? Oh. How about now?
Showing up the same for me.
There we
All
go.
right.
That works.
That works?
Now I can see him.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay. All right, June.
Yeah. Okay, Mama Devlin, be on my side now. I am going to do the blind attack again,
Okay.
and then I will shoot. So multi-actioning. And again, I'm going to be doing it as a, I think just a medium burst template to get these 2 in front of me.
Okay.
I don't think it needs to be strong. We'll see. Well, I don't know yet. I'll make it strong. Okay. And I'm at a -2 because I'm in my phobia.
Right.
A 4 is a success.
A 4 is a success.
Yep.
All right. So 2 of them have been effectively blinded, at least for right now.
Yeah. And now I want to. Oh wait, I was doing a multi-action. That should have been a -4 total, actually. So that wouldn't have worked. Rather than re-roll, I think I'll just say that's all I did.
Okay.
That's, yeah. So I'll pull
Think
it
behind
forward so that we can tell everybody there. So it's at a -2 penalty to all actions requiring sight.
Cool. All right. And yeah, those were like 2 that were closing in on you that you have blinded. All right, Owen, you are next.
So it's these 2 right here, right in front of her?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, in that case, this is not gonna be fun. So Owen is going to back up to here, I guess, and he's going to take a shot at. Let me see. Yeah, at this one, and well, those are she just blinded them.
Yes.
So I'll take a shot at this one right here.
Okay.
Actually, this one, the closer one, that 9, right there. And then, so, and this is with the Winchester lever action, and I'm using the slug,
Right.
the magical slug ammo.
Got it.
And so, I'll have to use this. Here we go. Slug. And roll. So 5, that
5,
should hit.
That will hit.
And then I will roll damage. And I don't know if there's a modifier for the slug.
There, you get an additional 2d4 of damage.
Oh. 2d4. We'll see if that works. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Wow.
22.
22. So you shoot this slug and it catches it right in center mass, and it hits it, and it sort of recoils a little bit, and it looks briefly down at what you did and then at you, and it starts to laugh because it looks like it wasn't hurt. Then suddenly this glow starts to emanate from inside, and all of a sudden it realizes what's happening, and it just explodes into a pile of dust as this big sunburst comes out from inside its guts, and it disappears to the ground. Nicely done. All right, and that brings us to Ben.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move 6, so that's half my pace now, to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw one of those clay pots right here between these 2.
Like right there?
Yep, right there.
Perfect. All right, make that athletics roll.
Okay. Benny
Baby.
and the Jets. All right, let's do that again.
Oh.
Really? Okay. We let it fly where it lands.
All right.
Got all of our good rolls early in this game, and now
Roll me a single d6.
How does one do that?
You should be able to do that in the bottom of the chat. There should be a little dice thing there, and
Yes. Okay.
and just click on the d6 here. Since I don't have the bounce stuff handy. All right, 5. So we're going to say you overthrew it and it lands over here, but it just so happens to actually catch one of these guys and then another one behind it. So you actually do end up catching 2, just not the 2 you wanted. But go ahead and roll me 2d6 damage. And you can use that same die roller, but just yep, there you go. 8 points of damage. All right. So this explodes also in a burst of like light, basically. And as it does so, you pick up the the distinct smell of sweat and blood as it explodes. And these two sort of recoil as they're struggling around, and they both appear to be somewhat disoriented. They can't do anything. So nicely done. And then you can continue if you like.
And I'll move 6 right here. But wait a minute. I only did flung something, correct?
Correct.
Nunchuck to his head.
Nice.
All right. Okay. Let's do that. Oh, while I'm there, might as well leave a parting gift. Okay. Ooh, 9, 10.
10. That will beat its parry.
Okay. No raise. Let's do a roll. 5. And he laughs at it.
He does. It just basically, it hits him and he doesn't move, and then he just looks at you and hisses.
Okay. And now I will back to here. He does get an attack.
He will take it.
Okay. Right now I'm at, let's see, I got -2 to him for the deflection up. My parry 6 and monkey. So monkey's another +2.
So
parry
8.
8, and he's got -2 to hit me. And he's got a +2 to hit me too.
So
yes, because of vulnerable.
Because I'm vulnerable.
Right.
No.
But those two things,
So
those two cancels out. Okay, so yeah, so it's basically a net roll against a parry of 8, and you are too fast for him. Even though he lashes out at you quickly as well, with my 6, that's not going to quite cut it.
Okay.
All right, dang. All right, so he. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Let's switch my tools. Okay. He comes right up at you.
Of course.
These two who are blinded, they do step forward, and they're going to take a couple swings at you anyway, June, just because. I got to move this out of the way here. Actually, let me do that. This one here comes forward. I think he just got a pace of 6, so he can't quite get to you, Amelia. Those two
Sucker.
Those two are shaken up, but a couple more drop down from the walls.
Of course.
Over here behind, and are not able to get any close. All right, so let him take a swing at you. All right, so here comes his regular fighting attack, and he also is going to get a frenzy roll on this one. The 7's not going to do it, so let me do it again. But a 4 is also not going to do it. You know what? I've got GM bennies, so I'm going to spend. Ooh, how do I get rid of my own bennies? I don't know how to do that.
Can you right-click the roll and slice?
You know what?
Reroll with Benny?
I can. If I click on it, it minuses. Oh, that's not clever. Okay.
Game Master spends a penny.
All right. Nice. All right. So let's re-roll that.
Very nice.
There we go. An 8 will hit you.
Ouch.
It sinks its claws across your chest. Or rakes its claws across your chest for 10 points of damage. What is your toughness?
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 5.
That would be shaken in a wound coming at you if you'd like to try and soak.
I'll try and soak. Okay, and let's do a vigor roll.
5. That'll soak it. So
Okay.
yeah, it claws, but it only catches some of your brown linen clothes. Nice. All right, these ones here on you, June, are going to also lash out, but they are at -2. You said.
Sorry, -2.
Right, because they're blinded.
Yeah, -2 for the blind, and my parry is a 5.
5. The first one hits you with the 6. The second one So with the -2, is going to miss completely. But the first one that did hit you with the 6 only does 3 points of damage, which isn't, I know, enough to get your toughness. So it actually it sinks its teeth into your whip, and it just kind of like chews on that, but it can't do anything. And the rest of them can't get to you because those ones are going to unshake though. So let's do that real quick. And they do quite effectively. All right, but they do move up.
Oh.
And that is my turn. All right, that brings us to Amelia.
Yay, my turn.
Actually, Chris, the two that are blinded now get to do that vigor roll to try to shake off the blindness.
to be unblind. All right.
Yeah. At the end of their turn.
Is it a vigor or a spirit roll? Well, it doesn't matter if that.
Vigor. It's vigor -2 because I had it at strong.
Because you powered it up. Yeah, they got a 17, so they shake it off, and you can tell as their eyes flash red at you. And now Amelia gets to go.
All right. So I say, I thought the plan was to run away. Why aren't any of you running away? And I run away.
Bravely ran away.
Good.
Hey, she's doing what I told her to do.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that all Amelia's going to do, or are you?
Yeah, I'm running away.
Okay.
You can still take a shot with your pistol if you want. While you
Run.
It would be it'd be a multi-action, so you'd just be on -2. But
All right, fine. I'll shoot.
Are you doing a running or a pace out?
I didn't. I rolled my pace die.
Okay, all right.
And I moved the
Your
full
run die,
line.
Or run that, yeah.
Or my run die. Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess I'll shoot this one.
Okay. Yep.
Am I at any negatives or anything?
Just a -2 for the multi-action.
Okay.
There has to be enough dramatic theatrical lighting in here, so to make it cool.
Womp womp.
No problem. You hit the only exposed piece of rock that isn't covered with a Nosferatu or a Nosferat. So that was actually a good shot in that way, in that sense.
Yeah, I just wanted to look like I was doing something. I didn't actually want to shoot them because then they would attack me. So
exactly.
And as long as you didn't hit any of us, then
that's the main thing.
That's what counts. All right, new round. Owen, you with your King of Hearts from your level-headed goes first. The Nosferatu goes second with the Jack of Spades. June, you're third with the 7 of Clubs. Ben, 4 of Clubs. And Amelia, again, a 2 of Spades.
Wow.
Yeah. Does anybody want to spin to Benny?
I accept my 2.
All right.
I accept my 4.
I accept my
Jack.
fate.
Jack's not easy to beat with a Benny. Yeah.
Truth. All right. So Owen, you were first.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a flamethrower. All right. Or a Gatling gun right about now. So Owen is going to, again, he's going to, well, let's just go for broke, I guess. Close. I'm only going to push my luck so far. So these two Nosferatu right here, that are within 5 inches, he's going to go ahead and fire once at each one of them. And so that'll be a multi-action penalty. And since I am firing slug ammo, that means that I do get a penalty of -2 on the attack. So shooting slug, -2, roll. All right, 4 hits.
4 will hit, yep.
And I will do a slug with an extra +2 D4.
Nice.
12.
12. That one, in much the same manner, erupts in a ball of flash and gray dust.
Huh. Awesome.
As you literally blow it up.
Great. Awesome. So then I'll fire again with another slug. Situational modifier -2. Oh, that's not quite enough. I'm going to spend a Benny.
All right.
And I have Elan, so I don't think it will automatically add the +2 that I get, but
No, you have to add it into the situational modifier.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's an 11.
But that
So
which
hit with a raise.
is a hit with a raise. So you're going to get a lot of damage.
Yep. And then another slug with +2 D4 and roll with a raise.
Wow.
Oof.
Eat it. 21. That's not bad. It's not 36, but it's okay.
That is
Just a
yes.
low, meager 21.
It's a low meager one.
And that
So
one
that's the second one, yeah.
erupts in a ball. And I think you're down to 2 rounds left, right, of the special ammo?
I have 1 in the shotgun and 2 more on my bandolier.
Okay,
That's it.
gotcha. All right.
Yep, that's the third. Well, it's the third time I fired it.
Yeah.
So,
All right. And it
and then-
is. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to move. I'm making a fighting retreat, but I am going to get in between anyone and Miss Sawyer.
All right. And their
And
turn.
I'm on the bridge, so
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm blocking the way along the bridge. If anyone, if any of my allies run up, I'll obviously step just to the side to let them through. But yeah. Woo! They fast.
Yep.
They are fast.
Now are they running to get that
That
close?
is nope. That is their pace.
That's their pace.
wow.
They have a pace of 8.
What? Oh.
Yep. All right. So let's just go down the line here against Ben first and sees the top of my screen.
Okay.
It
No
hisses
longer
at you.
vulnerable.
Claws reach out. And it does pathetically bad with a 2. Misses
Yes.
you. June, your parry is 6, you said?
No, 5.
5. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I get a frenzy attack on Ben. Let me roll that again there. Yep, that's
Yep.
still not going to do it. All right. Going to June. Parry of 5. With his gang up bonus, it does hit. The second one does not. He gets a 1. June.
2 crit fails.
Don't remind me. Oh, that's horrible damage.
I love that damage.
You know what? I'm going to spend a Benny to re-roll that damage.
That's fair.
That is fair.
I gave you that, Benny. So.
Yeesh. All right. 5. I'm not gonna bother. I still have 2 more characters I have to attack. Yep. I'm assuming that does not beat your toughness.
It does not.
No. All right. So June, you are effective at keeping these 2 at bay, despite the fact that they're there. As are you, Ben, using your martial arts to deflect his attacks. Only one of them is going to get to claw at you, Owen. So let's see how that goes. What's your parry?
Is 6 with my bayoneted shotgun.
All right. Well, a 9 is going to get it.
At least it wasn't a raise.
No, it wasn't a raise. It was close. It was missed by 1.
Yeah.
But he does get his frenzy die, so let's see how that goes for him. There we go. That's
Oh no!
I was due. All right.
You were
All right. So
20. It's just a 28
plus 1 d6.
NBD.
And what do we got there? 12 points of damage. What is Owen's toughness?
Owen's toughness is 7, 2 points of armor.
All right, and that will be so that'll be a shaken and a wound coming at you.
And is that? They don't have any AP?
No, that's right. They do have they do not have AP.
Good. Good. So I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, I will definitely make a soak roll there.
Please
so
do.
what is the easiest way to do that?
Spend your Benny and then make a vigor.
Okay, just spend the Benny and do that. Okay,
Yep.
cool. All right. Blop, blop. There's my Benny, and if I can click on the wrong stuff here. And then a vigor check. Okay,
4.
he soaked.
That'll do it. Yep, you soak it. Nicely done. So yeah, it comes there, and you are able to parry his attack away with the bayonet, and his hands kind of sting a little bit as they hit your ghost steel bayonet. The other ones cannot get around you, and that brings us to June.
All right. I am faced with 2 opponents, and we're going to have a lot more coming down on us.
Mm-hmm.
Need to get the heck out of Dodge. So, I'm actually going to take the defend maneuver.
Ooh,
and
okay.
work my parry
Nice.
and just move. So,
Okay.
they'll get
They'll each get a free attack, but your parry is now a 9, I believe. 10.
Yeah. Adjust the parry there.
The first one misses, but the second one. With he's going to get the gang up bonus in that, isn't he? So the second one did hit
And
for another pathetic. I am going to spend another Benny to reroll that damage. Oh my gosh, this is worse than the previous one. This is where I start to really shine as a GM in Savage Worlds. My rolls become utter crap. So yeah, despite the fact that he was able to grab a little bit and tear a little bit of your black duster, he's not able to hurt you at all as you get away. So nicely done, June. Was there anything else you were going to do?
Now to Ben, she yells, "You heard Amelia! Get out of here! Come on!"
All right, Ben, and it is your turn.
It is my turn. Okay. So what I'm going to do first is that my first action, I'm going to go ahead and put a nunchaku across his face.
Okay. You do recall what he said about hitting for the heart.
Yes.
Okay.
I've got nothing that pierces.
All right. Well, unless you want to punch him straight through the heart. I mean, you can.
It would. Okay. I'll try
metal.
for it.
Kind of metal.
just like in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Or Kung Pao. Okay. Punch a big plug through him. Okay. Kaya. Let's go ahead and pop him. Fighting. All right. That's a total of 13.
13, and you are trying to punch his heart, right?
Yes, I am. That's
right.
the vitals at -4.
Yep, and yep. So that would make it a 7, which will hit. No, make it a 9, which will still hit.
Okay. No raise happening with that, so. But it does get +4 to damage, so that's going to end up being 6, 11.
11 points of damage. You do indeed. You punch straight through, and you hear the bones just crack as they give way to your fist as it just punches straight through. And you just punch it out the backside, and his heart goes, basically his heart leading the way. And as you pull your fist back through, it crumbles.
I'll grab it.
Are you going to grab it?
I'm going to grab the heart, yes.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, and then you can just rip it back through, and it just crumbles to dust around you. Nice.
Then I'm going to run to here, and I'm going to do an athletics check against both of them. That's the style of the monkey. Okay, and they need to make a test.
Nice.
And they go against my test here. So I test with athletics. Okay, I rolled a 4.
All right.
And they get to...
Then they get to use their agility on that, or is it a specific?
Versus any test anyone takes, I think it's always versus their agility.
Okay. All right.
Don't make me Benny this. They got it.
I did get it.
Got it with a 5. And one, that's for one and the other?
Oh, right. Sorry. Yep. And boop. Other one. The other one fails. So what do you want to make him?
Okay, we're going to make him distracted.
He is distracted. Oops, wrong one, but that's all right.
We'll make him distracted.
Make him distracted.
I cannot.
No, I got it. I got him marked as distracted.
Okay. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 left.
Did you say you had 10 left? It looked like you only moved 7.
He had to use 3 to get over to those guys.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
10
Yep.
total. 7 left.
Yeah, my total movement is 12, but I don't want to jump up into another combat just
And
now.
do they still get an attack on you as you flee away from them? Is that
The one who's distracted gets an attack at -2, and the other one still gets his full attack if possible. They will get their gang up bonus, which would be +1. But right now I'm at 8 for monkey, -2 for my deflection.
all right? And that is okay. So that actually should be a 5, but that's still going to be a miss. The other guy, he would be +1. Oh, I see what this is going on. So I may have to do a little math on this one too. So he does not actually have the -2 from that's the other guy. So the other guy actually gets a 9 on you because that -2 shouldn't be there. I know why it's there, but it should. But trust me, it hits you.
Okay. So I've got an 8, and I've got my deflection of -2.
Oh, right. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So then that's going to be a net -1. So no, he is actually going to miss you because that will indeed put it to
Well,
a
did
7.
his vulnerable end at the end of this round?
My vulnerable left at the end of my next turn. That's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it did. It missed you because of your deflection. Yep.
Correct.
Yep. All right. So yeah. So you go flipping through there, and they are just befuddled by what you're doing, and one of them is even more so, and he's unable to get you.
Close. Good
Very
job.
close. That was pretty cool. Amelia rounds out the round.
And by the way, Owen's struggling with this other Nosferatu, and he says, "Get it off me! Get it off me!"
Oh, well, okay, fine then. I was going to just run, but I guess.
Boogie out powers activate.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Nice meeting you guys.
We're not friends.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We're not friends.
Well, with that attitude, we're not going to be.
All right, so I'll
Fate
shoot at
nerve
the
together. Well, you need to talk to Fate then.
I'll shoot at the Nosferatu that was on Owen.
Cool.
And I'm not at a negative for anything, right?
No, because you're not in melee, so it's still going to be a 4. Are you? Unless you're aiming for his heart.
Oh yeah, I would have been.
Okay, so right now that's a miss.
Okay,
Is it
so
what is it, a -2 to
-4.
aim for the heart? -4. Woo!
Oh, I dropped this.
But she got the bennies. She got the bennies.
Oh, I don't have as many as it says. It hasn't been taking them off. I only have 1 left after this.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so -4 for.
Yep. Oh, but then, there you go.
Metal.
It's still a hit.
yeah, there we go.
All right.
All right, and roll that damage. 6 points. It does hit him in the chest, and you see him move in panic towards his chest, and then he pulls the hand away, and you see that you were just slightly too high. Oh no, you get a +4 damage on this, don't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Wait, I do? Why?
Yeah.
That's because
Yeah.
aiming for the heart.
because
Oh,
you're
okay.
hitting the heart. So
it's 7
so
plus 4.
he still grabs it, and then he looks up at you, and he hisses as his body just crumbles into Thanos dust, and he fades away. Nicely
Okay.
done.
And then I'm going to move. Oops.
Get out of here.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do to finish this out. And for the sake of time, we'll make this actually just a 2-round dramatic task instead of a 3-round dramatic task. And so we will remove, let's see, there's 4 of you. So that would be, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do 2 rounds of this dramatic task. You need to get 11 total successes over the course of the 2 rounds. As we go through this, each round you're going to need to use a different skill, so you can't use the same thing twice. So you're going to have to use something different. Obviously, you need to describe what you're doing. So you can't just, like, if you're going to run, that's cool, that's athletics. But much like the quick encounter, you need to do that as well. I do need you to keep track of your individual successes because at the end of the round, because the Nosferatu are going to chase you, and it's quite possible that there may be some random damage applied to folks. All right. So let's, and of course, as usual, clubs equal a negative modifier. Let me take the Nosferatu out of the equation. And all right, now, that's obvious for you. Oh, and you have a choice between a 3 of clubs or a 3 of hearts. I'm assuming you're going to take the 3 of hearts because you don't want the -2 modifier.
Whoop-dee. Yeah, that's true, though. I don't want that negative modifier.
Yeah. Okay, so we have Amelia with an ace of hearts. June with the jack of hearts. Ben got an 8 of clubs, and Owen got a 3 of hearts. Okay. So, Amelia, you're first. So basically, describe to me what it is you're trying to do to avoid the Nosferatu, because now the swarm is coming at you, and you are indeed on the run. And how, much like in the first encounter, what skill do you want to use to try and contribute to the overall group successes here?
So my original plan was to get off of the bridge, and then once everyone was off it, cut the bridge. Is that still a thing that can happen?
Yes, that is absolutely still a thing that can happen, because we play very fast and loose with time and this kind of thing. So you can absolutely run across the bridge, and then as the others come, make an attack to try and cut the bridge. Yes.
Okay.
You can
because I have a knife. So.
Okay. So that sounds to me like absolutely like a fighting roll. So go ahead and make me a fighting skill roll.
Oh, I'm really good at fighting. I'm sure this will be fine.
Everything
you can shoot the rope.
Well, if you want to try and shoot the rope, you can. I'll let you do that.
I'm gonna spend my last Benny to reroll this.
And yeah, you shouldn't have a negative modifier at all.
Now, this is going to be happening after our action?
Oh, I don't know why it says. I have a negative modifier because I'm unskilled.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right.
Okay, so but your Benny roll was excellent because you got a 9, which is actually 2 successes. So good job, you.
So I'll mark that down.
Yes, so this will actually get cut as you guys. So she probably gets across first, starts cutting this, and as the rest of you begin dashing across. All right, very cool, nicely done. June, you are next. What are you going to do?
I'm going to use notice because I figure I'm calling them out, like as we're going through, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, kind of for myself and for Owen, who are, the shooters, basically.
And by the way, Owen yells out, he says, Ben, don't forget to blow the whistle again.
Oh, you did.
You gotta blow it.
We already did.
You did blow it twice. Yeah, and that's the other thing that starts happening too, is the walls start shaking and crumbling, and you can see stones and rocks coming down. Yeah, go ahead and do that notice. That is a 5, so that is a success.
So how many successes is that so far?
That would be 3. Are you going to re-roll, June, or are you?
Yeah, I'll re-roll.
Okay.
I'm still applying my -2 modifier because I'm in a cave and I can't get out fast enough. Nope, not any better.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
all right.
but re-roll should have been a +2. That's still a 6. It's still no better.
Still a 6. Okay, so it's still a single success. So you're up to 3 out of your 11 that you need to get. All right. Nicely done. Ben, you are next. You are at 8 of clubs. You're going to be at a -2 at whatever you do because of the complications. And we will say the complications in this case, you're either trying too busy to dodge, you're distracted a little bit trying to dodge a lot of these Nosferatu, or rocks are coming down, causing you some issues. But what would you like to do?
What I was originally going to do is I was going to go defensive and basically taunt and get them around me while I'm leaping all around them. And as they go into a circle, basically leap over, hit the bridge, and run across.
Okay, and you can still do that. You can absolutely taunt and kind of like make yourself a bit of a distraction for them to focus on you, while the rest, make tracks. So yeah,
Correct.
Cool. Yeah, roll that taunt.
Okay. I don't have taunt.
Oh well, okay. So
I thought I was going to be using fighting for it.
I'm open to those types of arguments or discussions. So yeah, if you're going defensive like that, go for it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, great.
In 8. Okay, but with the -2 because of the club, that's going to drop it to a 6, which is still a success. That'll bring you to 4 out of 11. You certainly can re-roll if you'd like.
No, I'll keep it.
Okay. All right. You are up to 4. Owen.
Yeah, so Owen sees the writing on the wall, and he needs to help his compatriots, with Miss Campbell pointing everything out and Miss Sawyer leading the way and preparing to cut the bridge. He ejects the 2 slugs, and instead he loads the shotgun with all the buckshot, and he just starts opening up. And it's less about bullseyeing targets as just trying to wing them and knock them down or knock them back.
Fire.
And slow them down. Yeah. A lot of shotgun rounds overhead, and some of them might connect, and that'd be nice. But it's not. He's not trying to kill anything. He's just trying to slow them down so that the rest of the team's plan can succeed.
Nice. All right. That sounds like shooting to me.
Sounds like that was the idea. Now, do I get a +2 from the shotgun?
Yeah, because you have with the buckshot. Yeah, I'll give you the +2. That's fair.
Right, cool.
Again, like I said, I'm a benevolent GM, so
You are quite the benevolent GM. Well, with that, it's a 7. I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay.
To re-roll that. And since I have Elon, that'll be a +4 total this time.
Ooh.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
He lays down some fire.
So we're talking, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That's 5 successes. Jeez. All right. This is what happens every time I do a dramatic task. Somebody blows up dice. All right. So that puts you at 9, by the way. Okay. So you all start racing across here, and Ben is probably last. And June gets across. She starts pointing out where things are, and some of them are starting to crawl across the rocks. But Owen is taking shots with the shotgun as he's retreating back across the bridge, and Amelia shouts, like, "Time is up, Ben. We got to go." And she cuts the last bits of rope. And I'm going to say that Ben does some sort of cool, dramatic thing as the bridge collapses and uses some of the momentum to swing himself and get over to the other side as you continue to run through the tunnels, making your way back towards the entrance. And we move into the second round of this task. You only have 2 successes to get. I will say that if somebody does get a crit fail, you are going to lose successes, just in case.
There's a chance.
And this is amazing. Last round, you get a 3 of clubs and 3 of hearts. This round, you get a 9 of diamonds or a 9 of clubs. I'm assuming you're going to take the 9 of diamonds.
Again.
All right. Okay.
What level head is the best edge I ever took.
That is very good. So we have June first with a queen of clubs. So June, you're going to be at -2. Ben with the 9 of spades. Owen with the 9 of diamonds. And Amelia is going to finish out the round with the 6 of spades. I know that Owen got the most successes, and Amelia got 2, and the other 2 of you got 1 each, correct? June got 1 and Ben got 1? Okay.
Correct.
All right. Both of you, June and Ben, in your efforts to escape, some of the falling rocks or a random Nosferatu claw is going to get the better of you, each causing you 1 wound. Now, you can take the wound if you want, or you can spend a Benny to make a soak roll.
I'll take the wound.
I'm going to try to soak it right now.
All right.
Because, I'm already at -2 to everything, so I might as well try to do that.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, everybody's real low on bennies too, so
That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
I'm out.
Yep.
Oof.
Cutting it close.
Oh no, I didn't soak and I'm out of bennies.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I was trying to make the players thing accurate to my character sheet, so all those bennies that I just spent are not real.
All right. Okay, so both June and Ben are wounded, so you're going to be an additional -1 this round. All right, and June, you are first, and you've even got some more problems because now you have a complication, so you're additional -2. Ouch.
No, June.
An additional -2.
Yeah, because of the complication
Okay.
of a club.
Yep.
Now remember, of course, you don't have to do anything this round either. You can just like run.
I'm going to do a support roll.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, with my whip, which is fighting. So that's -2 because I'm in a cave, -1 for my wound, -2 for the club. But if this happens, then that's great. But
Yes,
I'm
it is.
specifically supporting Ben, who's next, on the counter.
Okay.
Here. But with the whip, trying to clear a path.
Nice. All right.
Let's see what happens. I don't know if that did anything.
You still ended up in a positive number territory, so that's
I'm
good.
at least positive. Yeah.
Yeah. So you try, but your fears and your injuries are just not helping you, and plus you're running back through the mummified body areas and the bone tracks. It's just all becoming too much, and you are unable to support Ben, who is next.
Okay.
And again, reminder: you can't use the same trait you used in the previous round.
Correct. Which was fighting.
Correct.
All right. So right now I'm going to use athletics, and I'm going to push the one closest to me to give them a boost in moving forward. So put my hands behind them. Time to go.
All right.
Shove. And we're going to use athletics for that.
Okay.
I think that'd be Miss Campbell, probably.
Most likely it'd be Miss Campbell. Time to go, lady.
5. That is a success.
Okay.
All right, so you are now at 10. You are just 1 away, and you got 2 people left. Owen, you are next.
Okay. So Owen, as they're running through the caves, he's going to use his. They've been through the caves and they mapped it pretty well. So he's going to, a couple of times as they're going through in the poor lighting and stuff like that, he's going to try and make it look like they're making a beeline for one of the side caves. And then he's going to, come back and double back around because he's a little ahead of the rest of them. And so he's just trying to distract and confuse the Nosferatu, and then, use the rest of the cover to get back into the main run on the main exit line along the train tracks.
Okay, so what skill are you feeling this is?
I feel like I'm going with stealth here. He's trying to confuse pursuers.
All right, I can get behind that.
And yeah.
All right, let's make that stealth roll.
Let's. Okay, he is going to again. Last Benny here. We're going to re-roll with the Benny. And he has a +2, so that's a 9.
That is a 9, which will get you 2 successes, so that will put you at 12. So as long as Amelia doesn't crit fail, then you guys are going to escape. And that brings us to Amelia.
All right, so I am going to use my camera. I'm going to, 1, get a picture. 2,
Blind him with a flash.
blind him with a flash.
Line them with a flash.
Nice.
Like it. All right, so what skill do you use to take your photos?
Repair.
Oh,
is what it
nice.
says in the epitaph, like in the camera. That's what it says. to
Okay.
use.
Perfect.
Also, if I crit fail, there's a malfunction. So,
Even better.
yes.
Oh, I saw 1-1 there. All right, so that is not a success.
Nope.
So, but
And I don't have any bennies.
right, but you didn't crit
Right.
fail. So your photo is not good. Your photo is going to turn. This would have been like the perfect shot as this huge swarm of them is coming at you, but it's going to end up being blurry, and it's just going to look like a mess. That maybe there might be things there, but maybe it's just just rock formations and stalactites and stalagmites. But that is the end of the second round. Amelia did not get a success. June, you did not get a success.
I got 1 for my result. That's it.
Yeah. And Ben got 1, and then Owen got 2. Okay, so both June and Amelia each are going to take a wound. And since neither one of you has any bennies, you have to take those wounds. However, Amelia, since you were the last one in the round, you were the last one out. And by the time you reach the exit, the entire mesa almost appears to be shaking, and rocks are falling all around you, and one by one by one. And then finally, Amelia, as the swarm is closing in on you, you scramble out. And it kind of almost makes sense that you're the last one to leave, seeing as how you're always the first one to go in. But you were able to scramble up and out and get out of the mesa just as rocks fall and crumble and fill the entrance, and you hear the shouts and the hisses and the screams of anger from behind the rocks, and they are loud at first, but as the rumbling continues to happen, they begin to fade, and soon, as the trembling earth kind of settles, the screams and shouts and cries have ended, and you find yourselves back out in front of the entrance to the mesa. And
congratulations, Miss Sawyer. I think you took one of those shaky photos like we always see of Bigfoot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Send it back east. Yeah, it's just a bad shot.
And as you stand up and you brush the dust off yourselves and are trying to recover, you look up and the night sky is clear. It's starlit. And you take one look over to where the locomotive was when you first entered or got to this mesa. And you see it, but only briefly, as it too begins to fade from view, almost collapsing in the same type of dust that the Nosferatu did when they were killed. And a breeze kicks up, catching the last of the dust fragments of the locomotive, and it blowing it off into the New Mexico sky. And that's where we ended, guys.
And I dropped
We're not gonna wait until Amelia goes back to that town and loots Alice's body for that book.
I dropped the heart out of my hand finally.
Oh yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah, and I am never going back in a cave ever.
Ever again.
Ever again.
Nice. Good job, you guys. You guys actually did a pretty good job. You got down there definitely on the bennies. That's was there really only one benny left in the whole thing, and that was one that Ben had? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, we were at the edge of
yeah, you were. Boy, if we had gone one more, because it really was originally supposed to be a 3-round dramatic task.
I don't know.
If we had gone one
really
more round, and then it would have been, I think it would have been 15 successes you would have had to have gotten. Which you were sitting at 12 though, so you probably would have gotten it. But,
probably would have gotten out, but I don't know if everybody would have made it out.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, there was a good chance that somebody wasn't going to be able to make it, with the way the wounds were being applied and whatnot for the task. But
one more round of combat too could have.
Yeah, it could have. It could have gotten bad.
Encounter, right? So either way, really cool.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for those of you who stuck around and watched the stream. If you caught on the VOD, thank you for watching that. Thank you very much to my players. You guys were awesome. This was really fun. Yeah, actually, real quick, we'll go around if there's socials or whatever where you can find us. That would probably be a good thing to do. For me, you can catch either one of my podcasts at youngandholt.com or gunforhireap.com, and that's gun with 2 N's. And you can also find me, the only social media I hang out on is Twitter, and I am at the Hussman on there. And Shannon, where can folks find you?
On social media, I am Let's Shenanigan, spelled like my name. It's LETSSHANNONIGAN. And you can also find me on the podcast Resting Glitch Face, which is, I don't think I said it at the beginning, and I should probably say what sort of podcast it is, but it's a mostly female Shadowrun podcast where we tend to flirt more than we actually do Shadowruns.
That's actually very true. The Gilmore Girls of Shadowrun is how it's generally described.
Yes, yes.
Still sounds entertaining.
Incredibly accurate.
And you can find that at restingglitchface.com. And then also the Gamers Table podcast, which is just like a talk show podcast, and that is at gamerstable.com.
Alan.
You can find me on social media. I only have is Facebook. So you'll find me in the Unreality Core Facebook group. There's also the Model Citizens MWC Facebook group. And there's also our video cast, the Unreality Core on YouTube.
Nice. Jodi?
Jodi Black with Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Thank you all for joining us. I had a blast. Thank you, Chris, for being a great GM, very evocative, scaring the pants off of us sometimes.
I was just trying to give interior decorating ideas in the cave thing. That was really all.
Excellent job. That was great.
The next time I have an ossuary to work with, I will be coming to you for details. You can find Pinnacle on at peginc.com. For our socials, we're on Twitter at peg_games. On Facebook and Instagram, it's at Pinnacle Ent Group, ENT Group. And I have a personal page on Facebook. That's where I hang out. And you'll also find us in a lot of the Pinnacle staff in the official Facebook group there.
And Sean.
Yeah, so you can find me on Facebook. I also have Twitter, but I don't get on there as much, and Instagram every once in a while. And the name is just my full name, Sean, Sean, Owen, just like my character's name here, and then Roberson. And yeah, you can it's also Sean Owen Roberson at gmail.com if anyone wants to email me for an official reason. And yeah, again, I had a really great time. Again, great game, Usman. And great playing by everybody. Really enjoyed it. I hope anybody that watches this, no matter what you're playing, this is a good way to do it. If you want to do horror and have that nice balance between fun and some evocative, scary stuff, this is a good example of how to do it.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. Apologies to John Goff. Thank you for doing Night Train, which obviously was the inspiration for this. So yeah, thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you out in the Weird West, I guess.
Absolutely. Hope to see you guys on Foundry in the Weird West.
Hope to do this again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you, Amy and the crew at Foundry. Holy crap! You guys were absolute lifesavers. So yes, you guys did a fantastic job. Would not have been able to do this without you and answering my excessive, obsessive questions. So yes, thank you.
But I also think that Foundry was really easy to pick up. This was my first time playing with it, and it's beautiful interface, and I think that everybody here picked it up pretty fast and was easy to run with and easy to stream with too.
Yeah, agreed. On the GM side too, it was, once I kind of got in the rhythm of things, it made the stuff that was initially confusing the heck out of me became very intuitive very quickly. So it worked out really good in that way. Okay. All right. So now we're done. Thank you very much again. And yes, we'll see you out in the Weird West.
All right.
Cheers.